Now, I'm joined by two of our family of experts, Francine Kaye and Anna Rayburn, to discuss the latest stories making the press. Good day to you both. Good to have you both here.
It's wonderful for us.
This is a very
first time to share the sofa.
It's a powerful sofa.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Absolutely.
This sofa is a killer. If you don't put a cushion in exactly the right place, you disappear down the crack in the back.
We've got so many experts down there. We're going to scoop them all out for the last show later. Now, first story is about a couple who are getting divorced. And the headline from the Daily Mail is "Divorcing Couples at War Over Pet Goldfish." Lawyers have revealed, this is a bit of a bank holiday weekend story maybe, but lawyers have revealed the trivial items that couples fight over when they go through a divorce. Who gets the frying pan, the packet of smoked salmon, the jar of mustard, couples fighting for the sake of fighting, say lawyers. And this is always the worry. I think every couple start out, don't they? Well, lots of couples start out saying, we're not going to get like that. That's not going to happen with us.
Why does it happen, Francine?
What? Shall I tell you, Anna? I'll tell you exactly why it happens. Go on. In my best Claire Rayner type voice. The reason that it happens is because it's not, as we've always said, it's not the pet goldfish they're arguing after or the frying pan. They're very hurt. And also they do really want to get revenge in a lot of ways, and you would never do it unless you came from a hurt place. I want you to feel as bad as I feel now, and if you think you're getting that, no, you've got another thing coming, because you're not going to. I'm having it, and this is what you're losing. Not only are you losing me, you're losing the frying pan. You know?
Yeah, it's petty.
It's petty, but it's about hurt.
But I'll tell you, if you really want to feel wonderful, you do his packing for him, beautifully, stack it in the hall, and stand back. You're going to feel so much better. And the rage you generate while you take the books off the shelves and the CDs out of the shelves. And you say, oh, he's forgotten that.
Go.
Yeah. I mean, the point,
and then he'll feel worse, obviously.
The point is actually to let go. The point is to let go, isn't
it?
Yeah. It's to actually, with dignity, if you possibly can.
And don't descend.
Dignity, that's Gene Kelly Singing in the Rain. Dignity, dignity, always dignity. Very hard to be dignified when you're in agony.
Yeah, it is, but you'll feel better for it.
Yes,
I guess
absolutely.
Is the
in the long
message you're sending. Okay, Nicole Scherzinger and Lewis Hamilton, on off, broke up before Christmas, out together this week. It looks like they're back together. They've had some kind of reconciliation. It's really sad, this, because apparently it was the distance between their careers, the physical distance, that was causing the problems. He's all over the place. She was based in America, and they're trying to make it work. Do you think we don't know, do we, Francine and Anna, if they've had a big chat about how that's going to happen? But from your experiences, can they make it work now?
Go on.
Oh, OK. I'll tell you. So I think they can make it work, but obviously they will have had to have had some really big discussions about the geographical inaccessibility of it all. That is really going to put a stretch on a relationship if there's distance between them. But lots of people do it. So if they've really got an intention of making that relationship work, then what they have to do is make sure they stay in contact all of the time. Telephone, Skype, however they do it. But they've really got to keep that contact going.
A lot of couples say 2 weeks is the maximum time, don't they, that they don't see each other for. They have rules about, you hear about couples who have those long distance relationships.
I think it's just terribly hard work, and I think it's made worse by the press. Every time they get back together, in another piece in the press, every time they bust up, another piece in the press. That's when the press is really toxic for a relationship, because, as you say, we don't know what conversation they've had, what they've decided between them. If I was looking at this from the outside, I would say probably can't live with him, can't live without him. And one day you're going to work this through. People say to you, don't they, shall I go back to him? Shall I give her another chance? Shall I? And the answer is yes, you do it until the day that you say, I don't want to do this anymore.
And him too. I mean, obviously he's hurting, and he needs her as well. So
relationships aren't an easy thing, especially when there is distance between you. You have to keep that intention. This is what we want, and we're going to fight for it. Because if you can't do that, then there's
nothing left, is there? Okay, next headline. This is from The Star, and it's a relationship where the boyfriend is very upset by his girlfriend's manner with his family. She's rude to all of my family, rude about my boyfriend's mother, calls my sister rude names. I always tell her how much I love her, and she's never in doubt of that. So he's emphasising that she's secure with him, but she's just, some reason is kind of almost pushing his family away and not wanting them to enjoy their love.
People who are rude do it for two reasons. One is because they don't realise they're being rude, and the second is because they want a reaction. And this is a desperately insecure woman, and I know all about that, where you actually want a reaction. A bad reaction would be better than no reaction at all. What is omitted from this letter, and what is really interesting to me, is that I don't know how long they've been together, and I don't know whether he's ever spoken to her about it. And if he hasn't said to her, look, we have to sort this out. I can't have you going to meet my sister and calling her rude names. I can't have my mother saying to me, I want you to be happy, somebody's got to be with her. We've got to sort this out. And again, attached to this is my least favourite word, which is expectation. I love you and you love me, and therefore everybody else will know that that works. It doesn't work like that. You have to sort out a way of doing it.
But you always have to love, the baggage that comes with somebody.
You can't.
No, you can't. But the other part of it is, it could very well be that his family is reminding her of a family that she either didn't have, or there are triggers in there that are reminding her of, I don't feel safe in this environment for whatever reason. So she's being triggered. Now, if it's a happy family and she hasn't had one, then it's going to make it, it's going to make it very difficult for her.
And also there are a lot of people, you're quite right, Gabby, who actually want to be happy together. They don't want to love everybody else. Everybody else is a stretch too far. There are a lot of men and a lot of women who would like to have a one-to-one. They don't want all of this stuff in the background. It's extra. And you have to find ways of doing it. I always remember a woman who rang me up and said, please tell me, do I have to go on being polite to my mother-in-law? I've done it for 14 years. And you feel like saying, well, why did you wait this long before you had a conversation? Sort it out.